Hey everyone, we have a cool new feature in Cellebrite Responder that I'd like to talk to you about today, and that is our workflow guidance option. So this is used for the lab or for examiners that maybe don't use Responder every day, or that you want to make sure that they're following a set standard procedure. You can add guidance now to Responder that will help them through the process. So looking on the Responder screen up here in Settings, we have a tab over here called SOPs, and if we click on the SOP tab, we have the option to turn guidance on or off. We can import or export our guidance, so once you develop your workflow guidance on one Responder machine, you can export it out to all of the other ones, so you don't have to do it multiple times. And then we have the guidance mode option of edit or view. So for now, we'll leave it on edit so we can talk about some of the things you can do within it, and then we'll look at the view so you can see how it actually looks for an examiner. So on the left side of the screen, we have the guidance tab, and you can see there's a little blue dot next to guidance, and what that means is that there is something there for the examiner to look at, for the examiner to follow. And if we expand it out, you can see that it's listed as a homepage guidance, and it specifically says start your examination and then has some steps for you to follow. So I'm going to switch over to edit mode here, and as you can see, now we can see all of the different guidances for each specific area of Responder as they move through the process. And so at the top we have welcome screen that is mandatory. We have a start your examination page, and so on and so forth. For any of these that are already existing, if we don't like the terminology that is there, or we want to change or add something, there's a little pencil icon. You click on the pencil and it will open up the edit screen, and now you can change the title, you can change the text, or you can add an image if you want to. So if you feel like it would be easier for the examiner to have a visual representation of what it is they need to be doing or what they need to be looking at, you can add an image here. And then you have the choice to make the guidance mandatory. So making the guidance mandatory will force the examiner to actually look at that guidance step and acknowledge it before they can move on. So this is a way to make sure the important steps are seen. So I'm going to switch over to view mode here. We'll look at the add guidance feature here in just a second when we get to a page that doesn't have guidance. So as we go through mobile device, you can see here our blue dot is here. That means we have guidance for how to fill in case details. So you make this as specific or as vague as you want, or have nothing there at all. I'm going to use the last details for this case, and I'm going to continue on. So we will go to Browse Devices, and I'm just going to quickly go down to the Galaxy S8. And here you can see a mandatory guidance pops up. So this is telling us that we need to take a picture of the back and front of the device and or the SIM card if it's available. This is being mandatory means that I have to check this box and acknowledge that I saw this guidance before I move on. So I can hit close, and now it will allow me to do what I need to do. And that might be take a picture or video or screenshot or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the stage, and here we are at our extraction type, where we have to pick the extraction type, and there's no guidance on this stage, so maybe this is a good place to add guidance. So what I'll do is I'll click guidance, and then I will switch over to edit mode and click add guidance up here. Now this icon is only available if there's no guidance currently for that stage. So I click on add guidance, and here I can give it a title, so we'll call it pick extraction type. And I will give it some text, and we'll say pick the extraction type. We're not going to get real granular here for this video, but as you can see, this is where you'll add the information that you want the examiner to see. And again, we can make it mandatory if we want, and we can add images if we need to. So I'll save that, and now that is part of our guidance workflow. And so when the examiner gets to this particular page, it will show up available as a guidance step. So using workflow guidance as part of your SOPs for Responder will help to make sure that anyone who's out in the field using Responder, that especially if they don't get to use it on a daily basis, is reminded of the essential steps that you need to make sure that they follow for their investigations, and make sure that you get a good forensically sound image of your device.